So module 3 of DWM, the first part, that is classification, is the module 3. First is basic concepts, the one which I have highlighted with a yellow marker. We will be learning the basic concepts of classification in this video. So what is basic concepts of classification? Classification constructs the classification model based on the training data set, and using that model classifies the new data. So based on the training data set, it will classify the model. So it will classify the thing, and new data is nothing but my classification data. The one which is formed from the training data set is the new data, and using that model, classifier classifies the new data. It predicts the value of classification attributes or class labeler. So let's see an example. A bank loan officer needs analysis of data in order to learn which loan applicants are safe and which are risky for the bank. So there is a bank loan officer, and before giving loan to a person, the officer wants to know which person or which loan applicant is safe for the bank and which loan applicant is risky. The one which is risky will not pay the bank the money. So obviously he will not be getting the loan. So for that he has to classify the customers based on safe and risky. In this example, the data analysis task is classification. You are classifying the applicants based on whether the applicant is a safe applicant, whether he will pay back the money which he has taken from the bank as a loan amount, or whether he is risky for the bank. So you are classifying into two categories, that is safe category and risky category. There are two categories on basis of which you are classifying the loan applicant. Where a model or classifier is constructed, so we will be constructing a model or a classifier to predict categorical label. And what are the labels? Safe or risky for loan application data. So what are we doing? We are doing data analysis. Task is performed. We have to analyze the data of various customers, and the task is performed with the help of classification. Where a model or a classifier is constructed to predict categorical labels. What are the categorical labels? Whether the customer is a safe customer or whether the loan applicant is a risky loan applicant. For loan application data, you are analyzing the data using classification methods. Into two categories you have to classify, safe or risky. Classification is a two-step process. So it is a two-step process. In the first step, you will be dealing with the training data set, and with the help of training data, you will make the new data. Okay, so first is training and second is testing of the data to make a new data. Now first, in the first step, a classifier is built describing a predetermined step of data classes or concepts. So you are making a classifier describing a predetermined step of data classes or concepts. So who is making? You are not making. Who is making it? The machine will make. Okay, in the first step, a classifier is built describing a predetermined step of data classes or concepts. It is a learning step, that is a training phase, where a classification algorithm builds a classifier. Who is making that classifier? I said the machine, that is the classification algorithm. That algorithm will be making a classifier. So in the first step, a classifier is built describing a predetermined step of data classes or concepts. So it is a learning step. What is that learning step? The training phase, where a classification algorithm builds a classifier. By analyzing or learning from the training set made up of database tuples and their associated class labels. So how will this algorithm make the classifier? By analyzing or learning from the training set. It will make the classifier with the help of the training set, which is made up of database tuples and associated class labels. Now, this is the first step, classification algorithm. Training set is made by the classification algorithm. There is a training data. Training data has names of people, age of people, income of people, and loan classification. So name Vivek. Age is he is a youth. Income is high. So he is a youth with the income high. We say it is safe because his income is high. Also he is young. So he will definitely pay back to the bank. Smith, middle age, medium income, no problem. Some amount can be given. So again he is also safe. Kenneth, senior, low income. So he is senior also. Plus the most important thing, his income is low. If the income is low, he is a risky person. You cannot give that person the loan. So classification rule says, if age equal to youth and income equal to high, then loan classification is safer, like Vivek. If age equal to youth, income equal to high, then loan classification equal to safe. If age equal to senior, then loan classification equal to risky, like Kenneth. He is senior, his income is low, loan classification is risky. So next is step 2. In the second step, the model is used for classification. So the classifier is made. Classifier is nothing but a model which is made with the help of a classification algorithm. So now this model will be used for classification. Test data are used to estimate the accuracy of classification rules. So we have made a classification rule. Now we will be testing whether this rule is applicable in all cases or not. What is the rule? This is the rule. What we will do, we will be testing whether this rule is applicable in all cases or not. So how do you test it? Using a test data. Test data are used to estimate the accuracy of classification rules. If the accuracy is considered acceptable, the rules can be applied to classify the new data tuples. So then, if your classification rule is accurate, then only you can classify the new data tuples using that classification rule. So classification rule, what is the test data? Name is Vivek, youth, income high, loan classification safe. Name Smith, age middle age, income medium, loan classification safe. Name Kranti, age senior, income low, loan classification risky. So this is your test data. Now what are they saying? Name is John, age is he is a youth, income is high, then loan classification will be what? So according to this, loan classification should be safe. So if the new data is, the test data is satisfying the accuracy of the classification rules, so the classification rules are accurate, then a new data will be formed in the name of John. Okay. So what do we understand? There are 2 steps of classification. Number 1 is you have to make a classifier. How will you make a classifier? Using a classification algorithm. What will the classification algorithm do? It will analyze or learn the training set, and this training set is made up of database tuples and their associated class labels. So once this step number 1 is done, classification algorithm has made the classifier, has given some classification rule, we go into step number 2, and in step number 2 now we are using this model or the classifier which was made by the classification algorithm for classification. Test data are used to estimate the accuracy of classification rules. So now we have a test data. We have to understand whether the rules are proper or not. Whenever a model is launched, we always do testing whether it is correctly working under all circumstances, under all environmental conditions. So that test data will be estimated whether the classification rule which we have given, the model has, the classifier model has given is correct or not. If the accuracy is acceptable, then the rule will be applied through a new data tuple. Thank you.